It's our last day at sea and we will be doing a back-to-back cruise. This particular video is going to be discussing what happens when you decide to take a cruise right after the next one. Like, what are the protocols in the pandemic times?
If you're new here, my name is Bonnie and it's nice to meet you. I do all things cruise travels, cruise destinations, and extend your cruise ideas, because sometimes I like to take a trip and extend my trip to other places if I have time.
We are on the same cruise line, pretty much the same itinerary, but it's a 4-day. So we took a 7-day and a 4-day and combined them. And why did we do that? Well, the price was right, and not only that, it's November and there weren't that many cruises going out, and I thought, well, we can get the time off, so let's just go do something. It doesn't really matter where I'm going, I just want to go on a cruise. So we thought we would experiment, and this is what we did. So this is a line I've never traveled before, MSC. It's been interesting. There are 55 different nationalities represented on this ship. I don't know, I enjoy the international crowd. I like that, but there are people that maybe they prefer it to be more Americanized. It doesn't bother me. So I have enjoyed it. To go downstairs for a new little card. We have to take a COVID test today at 5 o'clock. It's an antigen test since we both are vaccinated. So I went downstairs and they revalidated my card. I got a message on my phone to go back downstairs. I'm dealing with a back-to-back manager. They have this really done well. So what they do is they issue you some back-to-back passes. The instructions are immigration and onboard requirements. It says, according to our records, you are remaining thus on board for our next cruise, and such you are considered a back-to-back guest. On the morning of December 5th, so that's the day we arrived to kind of end this particular trip, Port Canaveral, you will need to go ashore in order to complete local immigration procedures mandated by the United States. Originally, we were supposed to move to another cabin that was going to have a bathtub, and I was kind of curious about that, but they said, you know, it's such a hassle to pack up everything. They said, just stay where you are. We will keep you with the same cabin attendant and you'll just stay in your room. And I'm happy about that, because then now I don't have to pack my clothes and go through that whole thing that you go through. So basically it's like a day at sea for us. No goodbye sadness. You disembark and I have to meet at the restaurant on deck 6 at 8:45. So where the shipboard staff will be there to escort you ashore as a group. They guide us back on board, and it takes about an hour. So basically off for 1 hour in Port Canaveral. I don't have to go through the actual whole board and all that you go through in the beginning. That's finished for us. So yay for that. I'm excited. And they issue a breakfast for you, kind of a continental breakfast. You know, it's very organized and well run. So I am impressed with that. And today at 5 o'clock we go for our COVID test. If you are enjoying this video, please hit that like button. That would help my channel out. My goal is 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You know, I never really knew how they worked this. I thought maybe I'd have to take my luggage off. Someone told me on the phone you'll have to repack and go through this whole thing again. And then someone else said, oh no, you just have to relocate to another room and they'll take your luggage for you. So lots of different information, but the best person to talk to is the guy at the back-to-back manager on the guest reception floor, which is when you enter deck 5. It's here that if you are moving to another stateroom, we kindly ask you return your current cruise card to guest services at the desk reception, and then it'll give you a new cruise card with the new updated cabin number during the process. And the luggage must be kept inside your cabin. Room attendant will move your suitcase to your new assigned cabin. That's how that would have worked. Just for convenience purposes, this is a nice enough room. I know where I am. The elevators are a bit confusing on this and the stairwells and all that. It's a little different than most cruises because of interior hallways on either side. So you have your even side, your odd side, and it gets confusing. You can't just walk out and find the main elevators and go up and down. It's not that simple. And so I'm happy kind of in that respect. I know the ship now and I know what's going on. You might want to pick up one of these. It's a map of the ship. It's just a paper map, good old-fashioned paper map. But it is really difficult to find the actual layout of the ship. It's in portions every time you go somewhere. So if you're showing aft
or forward. And this particular little map shows everything. You know, it's like what you see online when you're looking to book a room or whatever. So they are free. I would pick up one of these the minute I get on so you don't get confused. It is a confusing ship. It talks about the bars and the lounges and everything, but they used to, way back in the day, give out these before. And with all this digital stuff, you're able to read the boards, but they still don't give you the whole big viewed picture. This is a good thing to have. Rising pool.
Here's your sunset right here.
Yeah. Oh, this is nice. So we had it, since we are doing a back-to-back, we had our COVID test scheduled at the Sportsplex between 5 and 6, and we just walked in there, our name, they had it all ready to go, and then we ended up with tests super quick, and after that, here we are. So outside at sunset. Took a total of about 5 minutes. You know, surprisingly, there's probably about 40 people doing the same thing I am, the back-to-back idea. I just never thought about doing that. So this has been a beautiful ship, relaxing. Every ship has its own personality, so you just have to get used to it. But now I feel really comfortable with this ship, and it will be really fun the next 4 days to kind of hang out and capture it as it's in full swing. The staff is really nice. I noticed there's a ton of South African people here, have such a good spirit, so I've really enjoyed that. We just arrived in Orlando. It's early morning, and we'll have to get up and we can catch a quick bite to eat, and then we have to have a meet in a restaurant downstairs, and as a group we will be walking to the immigrations area, and there I will explain what else happens when you do a back-to-back cruise. At the buffet, everybody's getting ready to go. You know, we get to stay on board, so we're going to be going down to another restaurant on the 6th floor, and they're going to be walking us out in a few moments. Good morning. Have a seat. This is the LED screen, and they have a big thank you for the end, but we are still staying on. We get to walk out the gangway like regular people. Oops, almost fell, right? Here we are. Pretty empty. So we're going to do customs and immigrations here. Take your picture over there, and that's about it. I guess if you aren't a U.S. citizen, you have to go through immigrations over here. A little bit of standing around, but that's about all. So we just boarded from the back to the front, still entering over here. It's been an easy process, super easy process. Probably took about 45 minutes, and people are gearing up for the next group. This is a lot of work. I see a lot of tired people that work here, but they're just very energetic and having a good time. It's back to another cruise for them, so here we go. So we currently are on board for our second journey. It took, let's see, it is 10 o'clock. So we showed up at 8:45. We had to wait for someone. For some reason, they missed the memo on what time to show up. Basically, it's a super easy process. You just go as a group through immigrations. You don't even show your passport. They just take your picture again, and you come back on. So it was that quick. So again, I think it all opens up at noon. Trying to get to this part of the ship. Let's go. This is our sail away picture. We didn't get a picture because we didn't get around anybody. We just were in a line, so smile, Keith. Yay! So here we are back for our second run. We have our same lady, Angela. She's great. And we have excursions. Oh, that's so cute. She says, Madam Bonnie and Sir Keith, have a nice day. Enjoy another week cruising with us. Your cabin steward, Angela from the Philippines. And she left us this sweet little rabbit. That's so cute. I'm curious, down in the comments below, let me know, have you ever done a back-to-back cruise? Or is that something that interests you? What are your thoughts on that? Okay, so we just were opening our door to leave and we got a confirmation on our first seating at the Waves restaurant. They weren't having assigned seating, it was kind of open seating, but then they gave you a table to just return to every night and everybody's separated by their party that they're with. But I don't know if that's a real table number or, because before mine was 100, but I ended up at 275. I have to say, the communication, they mean well, but sometimes it doesn't transfer. So I am going to go check that out. One of the nice things about the back-to-back is they actually did a special lunch for us in the dining room, and it's not open for most people right now. It's kind of fun. We're in this restaurant and it's completely empty. It is just for the back-to-back cruise guests, which is us and one other person. Special little lunch, and it's lunch menu. And I don't normally come to the dining room, but I had a question and we all of a sudden here we are. So currently at the pool. We just joined the spa raffle and that was fun. And now just kind of looking about what everybody's doing here. There are more kids on board this time. It's interesting, our table changed in the dining room because they told us that they have 260 people aboard that are not vaccinated, and I'm thinking it's probably kids. They said last time there was only 2 and they never showed you dinner, so they put all the vaccinated on one side of the dining room and then the unvaccinated on the other side of the dining room. Shows are different for vaccinated versus unvaccinated. There's 2 different shows. They are restricted from a lot of the areas on the ship. Like they can't go to the spa or the bars that are closed in, like at the pub or things like that. So restricted, plus you have to buy an insurance package that I think is almost close to $300, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But they're accommodating. It's just also confusing during these times, but we'll see how it goes. It was a great lunch, and now I'm just relaxing at the pool, feeling out the vibe of this group. Another positive about back-to-back cruises is that we had to watch a drill on TV, and then you phone in a code downstairs so they know you saw it. And then generally you walk over to your assembly station and figure out where that is. But since we did this last cruise, we don't have to do it this time. An hour to just relax on our balcony and watch the sunset. So it's great. They did just have a drill, and they're asking everybody to come down to their stations. Thing on the overhead that said something about back-to-back. I think she said you don't have to. I don't know. So we're not holding up the whole ship here. If I get a phone call and I know that you need to still do that, I don't know. Pretty busy compared to last cruise. We had 500 something passengers and now it's like 1,200, so it's almost double. I cannot even imagine what this would be like with 6,000 people on it. It would be too busy. Public rooms are not that large to accommodate that many people at once. And I do see that they do a lot of the activities, like say sail away parties, dance party things outside at the horizon pool at the very aft of the ship. But today it's raining, so now they've brought that into the TV studio bar. They're going to do a silent disco, and that's really fun. I don't know how, if everybody showed up. It's a really tiny space. It's got to be difficult for them. I can't even imagine the nightmare of planning through this COVID thing. So far so good. It's just an observation. Like they sat you in the theater, they made you have to sign up with your card to book the show so they know how many people, and they spread it out the seats, and they put white cards behind the chairs. And so it was really spread out, and they said only sit it with the white carded seats and keep the other ones open so you're socially distant. And it was very well run, and at the end of the show they would dismiss you by row, and if you were in the front they would come down and tell you it's your turn, and everybody would come up leisurely and that type of thing. It's this 4-day cruise. There are 260 people unvaccinated on the cruise, which I probably believe, like I said, there were a lot of kids, but who knows, I don't know, but a lot of people just are unvaccinated, and so they have 2 shows, one for vaccinated and one for unvaccinated. What's interesting is in the theater, they didn't do that protocol at all. It was sit wherever you'd like, it doesn't matter, and then when the show got out, it was just like a regular theater show where you just get out and you wait behind people. People were wearing their masks, but I'm just saying, I don't know why the protocol's different. I'm curious, down in the comments below, let me know, have you ever done a back-to-back cruise, or is that something that interests you? What are your thoughts on that? So I'd like to say that I have some other videos on the MSC buffet, about the ship in general. I have a lot of videos on the Meraviglia and Ocean Cay, so those are fun. And some of the side stops we stopped at, like Costa Maya, Nassau, and the like, so check those out. I personally really enjoyed it. I hope this has helped you. And if you are interested in cruise travel, cruise destinations, or extend your cruise ideas, or any kind of tips, please subscribe below and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. And until next time.